guys, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello, I'm Nocturne and I'm a tarot reader here on YouTube. I hope you guys are well. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you guys are having a great day so far, and welcome back to another Q&A video. And for those of you guys who don't know what my Q&A videos are, basically each month I get asked questions from my patrons over at Patreon, and I choose some to answer here on YouTube. So thank you so much for my patrons, as always, for participating and for asking me these questions. And of course, I also want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys for being here and for allowing me to be part of your day. So as this video is compiling various questions on different people, I am going to try and be as short and succinct as I can. But if there's any topics discussed today that you'd like me to do a standalone reading to, do let me know in the comment section below. So as usual, guys, I just want to make a quick disclaimer. I'm not going to be divulging too much into each person's personal lives, out of respect for them and for whomever I do a reading about in the future. If you guys are interested in any of the cards I use, would like to join me on Patreon, or would like to get a private reading for yourself, I'll have a link in the description box below. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. It would truly mean a lot to me. And yeah, super excited to get this reading started. So let's get straight into it. Okay, guys, first question is, how do Lola Tung and Briney feel about each other? Is there anything between them, either friendship-wise or romantically, or is it a purely professional relationship? Oh my gosh, you guys, I watched the first season of The Summer I Turned Pretty. I think it was like 3 years ago or something like that, and I loved it so much. But then I tried watching the second season, and it was so like sad. I think I got as far as the second episode of the second season, and then I just never continued. But let me know if I should continue it. Okay, so Lola Tung and Briney. Okay. Their friendship, their connection has definitely evolved and changed with time. And I will be honest, there is disappointment there. Okay, just two more. I just want to grab another tarot deck as well. Lola Tung and Briney. Is there a friendship between them? Is there anything between them, either friendship or romantically, or is it purely a professional relationship? So this is actually a little bit complicated, okay, guys? I will say that. They are friends. Unfortunately, this friendship has changed and really evolved over time. We do have the Five of Cups, we have the Emperor, the Star in reverse, the Eight of Cups in reverse. There is disappointment here. It does feel like, okay, I will say this, is a very, very professional person. He's very, very professional. Is there any animosity? No, because I see with the Temperance and the Three of Cups, they still get along, they laugh, they're still friends 100%, and it's very professional. He gets down to business. He's a very professional person. But I will say that in terms of Lola, there is a disappointment, especially with the Star in reverse here and the Eight of Cups and the Five of Cups, because I am being shown that previously, maybe in their friendship, there used to be more banter, more connection, more chemistry and things like that. And it almost feels like he's pushing it away with the Seven of Wands. I mean, there's certain things, okay? We have the King of Pentacles in reverse and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. With the King of Pentacles in reverse, he's not showing up the way that he used to, and it feels like she's the one trying to cultivate the friendship. And it's difficult, you know, a friendship is a two-way street. So when someone's not meeting you at, you know, your level as friends, you know, it becomes more difficult. So I will say in this current moment in time, their connection is more, they're friends who work together, but I will say it's not necessarily like, oh my god, you're my best friend, you're my person, I can call you at 3 a.m. kind of thing. I will say there used to be a moment where otherwise there wouldn't be this disappointment of what happened, you know. With the Five of Cups and the Eight of Cups, it feels like there's yeah, anyway, I won't go too into it, but I will say there is a little bit of a disappointment there, 100%, and it's changed. It's definitely changed. We have Scorpio too. It's a little bit triggering. For one of them, it's a little bit triggering, and it feels like it came as a shock, like the change kind of happened overnight, I will say. Yeah, we have Take Charge, we have Light, we have Trust, and we have Outer Space. Here's the thing, okay? For Chris especially, it's almost like he took time to step back from the connection. Like, as in, I'm trying to be so careful with this, but I will just say there is a chemistry there with Attract, and we have Light. It's like they're like magnets, you know? You can't star in a show together if you don't have chemistry. And I think with Lola and Chris Briney, it's kind of inevitable. Like, there's a light about her that he sees, there's a light about him that she sees, but he does try to take his space. And yeah, there's other situations here, but basically I will say that right now their connection is friends. They're friends. I definitely do see that they're friends and they get along. We have the Three of Cups, we have the Temperance. It feels great. It feels, the thing with Lola and Chris Briney is that with the Temperance, it's such an ease. It's like gravity. If, you know, things have changed, their friendship isn't the way that it used to be anymore. He's someone that takes charge. He's someone that's very professional. He keeps it professional. I will say that he's pushed whatever it is that was there. You know, it's not there anymore, but it's okay. It's not like, oh my gosh, I hate you. It's just like, yep, okay, our connections changed. It's something that, you know, we just have to deal with. We're very professional now. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Sorry, that ended up being a bit longer than expected. There were just a lot of messages that came forward. Okay, so next question is, how will the second half of Blackpink's tour go? So how will the second half of Blackpink's tour go? Oh. There are... Just one more. There are going to be certain delays about something. I will say that it's almost as if maybe there is a mechanical issue or something like that that happens in one of the concerts. Like maybe a banner is supposed to go up or something is supposed to burst, or, you know, something like that, like a mechanical technical issue, something that is meant to happen doesn't happen. And people are going to talk about it. So it's like, oh my gosh, that seems so unprofessional, something like that. I will say there are certain situations beyond their control. Okay, we have the Devil in reverse, we have the Nine of Wands, we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. There are certain things that happen behind the scenes that are beyond their control. The girls are going to try and give it their best. We have the Knight of Wands and the Strength. They're going to keep trying and trying and trying. I think there's certain things that they've learned that they're going to try and do better in this part of the tour. But still, I do see certain things happening that are definitely beyond their control when it comes to the tour. Anything else? How will the second part of the tour go? Just one or two, guys? No? Just one or two, please? Okay, we have the Six of Swords in reverse, we have the Ace of Wands in reverse, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. In terms of ticketing, it seems like there's also going to be an issue. Maybe some tickets are going to get returned or reimbursed. It almost feels like people that were gonna go cannot go anymore. So there might be certain delays that happen. Maybe they do a tour at a certain stop or at a certain country, and then there's delays with flights, and a lot of people that are coming in from, you know, country isn't gonna come, things like that. But I do see, again, there is something, this is the second time we have no luck with this tour, okay, come up on the dice. And this is, you know, it's not like a bad omen. I'm just saying there are certain things that happen around this tour that are outside of their control that might affect it. But anything else in regards to how the girls are going to feel about the tour? I'm not saying it's going to be bad, okay, you guys? I'm not saying it's going to be bad. It's going to be good. It's going to be pleasant. But I will say there's certain things. We have the Lovers in reverse, the Seven of Cups in reverse, the Hierophant to the Sun. They're doing their best. They're doing their part. They're showing up the way that people expect them to show. They're following instructions. They're following rules. But with the Devil in reverse, there's certain things beyond their control. We have the Seven of Cups and we have the Lovers in reverse. I don't know why. I feel like people are very nitpicky with Blackpink on the second half of the Blackpink tour. So fans, there are certain fans that are going to say, you know what, I'm not their fans anymore, or, oh, why didn't they do this, why didn't they do that? I will say they are trying to give more on the second half of the tour, so you guys might see more. Okay, so more production value, more dancing, more changes and things like that. They're trying to do more and trying to deliver more. Whether or not some technical things are going to work, that's, you know, hopefully it doesn't happen. This is current energy. Okay, thank you so much, guys. So now let's go to the next question is, what is the current energy of Suga of BTS? So let's grab this deck. Suga of BTS. Ooh, okay. He's building a home, you guys. He's building a home and he's being kind to himself. I love this energy. Oh my goodness, look at this. You guys, we have Beaver, home. We have the Elk and Ash, strength. We also have the Snake and Fern, starting over. And we have Wisdom. So he is actually taking so much time to heal and love himself, okay? With the Beaver and the Birch here, home, it was such a powerful energy that burst the second card came out. So when it comes to home, it's not always literal, like you're making yourself at home. I mean, yes, 100%, you could be nesting, you could be making sure that your home is nice and cozy, etc. But I think it's mostly, especially in this instance with Suga, about feeling at home with yourself, rebuilding your confidence, rebuilding your strength, gaining wisdom, especially with the Snake and Fern here. He's shedding old ideas, but also maybe traumas, maybe bad experiences, and telling himself, you know what, I need to gain wisdom from this. I've learned my lesson. I've become stronger. I'm a better person now. I need to be happy with myself and content with myself, because I do see that Suga is someone that can be very, very hard on himself. But right now, with the balance here, okay, Libra and full circle, he is coming back to himself. Like, this is, it feels like I'm me. I feel myself. I feel confident. I feel strong. I feel at home. I feel, yeah, this is so it feels really good, you guys. So in terms of energy, oh my God, look at this. We have dark side and self-care. In the past, he might have retreated a little bit, maybe been a little bit more of a hermit, you know, didn't really interact with that many people, didn't really agree to meet up with people, but he's realizing, you know what, I'm not going to hide myself anymore. I've taken care of myself, I've spoiled myself, I've gained wisdom, I'm now a stronger person, I've shed all that I need to shed, and I feel at home now. I feel confident again in myself. So this is very powerful, and yeah, I love this so much. Okay, next question is Aespa current energy. How are they feeling after starting their tour and doing comeback promotions right away? Okay, so Aespa current energy. Aespa current energy. We have the 10 of Cups and the 8 of Swords. Ooh, it's like a double-edged sword. It almost feels manic, you guys. Just one or two. It's been a roller coaster of a ride, okay? We have Death in reverse, we have 10 of Cups, 8 of Swords, we have the 5 of Swords, we have Aquarius and full circle. I will say, with the Death in reverse and the 10 of Cups, there seems to be a lot of disappointment for them recently. It almost feels like, wait, I was so excited. I was so excited to give this to you guys, especially with the 10 of Cups here presented as a family and a baby. It's like they gave birth to something, and they felt like it was very unique, very different from what they've done before, and they're presenting it to the world, to their fans. So it feels like a comeback music or something like that, and they were so excited about it. But then with the 8 of Swords and the Death in reverse, it almost feels like, wait, this is not what we expected. So maybe there's backlash, maybe people aren't reacting the way they expected it to be. So in regards to their current energy, it feels very much like up and down. It feels like they're changing, almost like they could be really excited and really happy in the morning, and then something will happen in the evening. And with a lot of sword energy here with 8 of Swords and 5 of Swords, it's a lot of words. So maybe words being thrown at them, people saying hurtful things, people saying like things that make them feel trapped, but also makes them feel, I can't win, you know, even when I'm giving my best, I can't win. So I will be honest with you guys, there's a little bit of frustration. Yeah, there's a little bit of frustration right now. in regards to their card energy. How are they feeling after starting their tour and doing comeback promotions right away? How are they feeling after... There's a lot of cards that jumped out. 1 second, guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have... They haven't really had time to properly think and properly process, to be honest with you. It feels very overwhelming. Again, we have the King of Swords in reverse. So a lot of words being thrown at them, maybe a lot of, oh my gosh, what's the word that I'm trying to find? Critique. I feel like there's a lot of critique with the 8 of Swords, the 5 of Swords, the King of Swords. But with the King of Swords in reverse, they don't agree with the critique, okay? It's like people are being very blatant with them and maybe aggressive with the words that are being thrown around, and they're like, well, we don't agree. So in regards to how they're feeling after starting their tour and then doing comeback promotions right away, it does feel like they're traveling so much with the 3 of Wands, the Moon, and the 2 of Wands. It feels really overwhelming. Sometimes they feel like they can't have a moment to think anyway, like they're just trying to act happy, act okay, whatever, when really they're exhausted too with the 2 of Wands. It's like they haven't had time to plan. But yeah, I will say they're really leaning on each other right now. But it does feel like, okay, I have you, you have me, we have each other. So if anything, it's really strengthened their bond because it feels like they're not really getting as much love. But you know what? They are very professional women. They work very hard. They have like fire, you know, lit up in their stomach, and they really push one another. So if anything, this has only given them motivation to do even better. You know, when I say about if anything, I'm talking about these swords energies, like people maybe not being very nice, people pigeonholing them with the 8 of Swords. It's like, oh, you should be like this, you should be like that. Why are you like that? You know, if anything, they just want to rise to the occasion and prove, listen, you guys are wrong, we're good. Yeah. So yeah, I think, you know, if anything, the biggest blessing of this period is that it's brought them closer to each other. Okay, next question. Let's see. Ningning and Giselle from Aespa friendship. How has their friendship evolved and what is their current energy? Ooh, okay. Ningning and Giselle from Aespa. I love that. You guys, they are very much in sync. This is the kind of friendship where they work very well together because they're both very professional, hardworking people. But also when it comes to their friendship, they are able to really have fun with one another and they don't have to say much. They're very intuitive with one another. So maybe Giselle will look at Ningning and Ningning will know exactly what Giselle is trying to tell her just from a look. Like they're very intuitive with one another. Very intuitive. Oh, card jumped out. They also inspire each other. This is a theme, a recurring theme for Aespa, I see, because just now, earlier, I also saw that, you know, they rise to the occasion, they push each other, and they want to prove to other people that they can do it. So they give each other motivation. And again, here we have inspire. There's a fire inside you burning brighter than the sun. Again, the sun. So they inspire one another. Watching Ningning makes Giselle want to be better, and watching Giselle makes Ningning want to do better. So how has their friendship evolved? How has their friendship evolved? So we have the Star. I think if anything, now they've gotten closer. I think when they first met, they wanted to be really close, but for some reason, maybe because of how competitive things were, they didn't get to be close straight away, like the first day, second day of, you know, maybe as trainees and things like that. But now with the Star and the 8 of Wands, they are so close. They're closer than ever. And I think they communicate very well with each other too. Yeah. With the Page of Swords, they don't sugarcoat things. If Ningning wants to tell Giselle, like, hey, what you're wearing today doesn't suit you, or, you know, like, whatever. If she wants to say something to Giselle, she'll just say it straight on, and Giselle won't get hurt. She'll just be like, okay, yeah, you know. So they have a very good relationship, and if anything, their connection has gotten stronger with time. Okay, thank you so much. Next question is Yujin and Jang Wonyoung. Friendship reading. They've worked together for almost a decade in 2 different groups. How has their friendship evolved over the years, and how are they currently? Okay, Yujin and Jang Wonyoung. They're okay. Yeah, their connection has really evolved over time. And again, you can see here with the frog and lotus metamorphosis. So they've been through a lot, actually, these two, as friends, as people together. They've been through a lot. Let me just grab 3 more, guys. Anything else? Yujin and Jang Wonyoung. You guys want me to be honest, right? You guys want me to be honest, so I will be honest, okay? I think there was a time they used to be closer with one another. We have the Queen of Cups in reverse, we have the Tower, we have the Hermit, Justice in reverse, we have Strength in reverse, Knight of Wands in reverse, the Six of Swords, the Frog and Lotus, which is Metamorphosis, and the Otter and Cattail, which is Peace. I think, if anything, there's a very deep appreciation and love for one another and a huge respect for one another. What I will say is that their life has not been easy whatsoever. I think sometimes, you look at people and you think, oh my God, you're celebrities. Surely you have an easy life. But with the Tower and the Hermit, the pressure that they're put under, the things they have to deal with on day-to-day basis, that isn't even what you guys see. It is so much. It can break your soul. And I think these two, do you guys see here with the Tower, there's like 2 people here. They're casualties to a very, very difficult situation. And I think their friendship has evolved and changed over the years. Maybe they used to be so close and so loved up. And now, to preserve some sanity and to take care of themselves, sometimes they just need time apart. It's not anything to do with Yujin, and it's nothing to do with Jang Wonyoung. They loved each other, they love each other, but sometimes they just need that space from one another. Okay, we do have Justice and the Queen of Cups in reverse. It does feel like things sometimes aren't balanced when it comes to their friendship. Maybe one person gets a different treatment from the other. Maybe one person gets to do, like this is, for example, okay, maybe Yujin is able to have more free days or relax more, and Wonyoung is constantly, having to do A, B, C, and D, or it's vice versa, or maybe, things like that. Sometimes things don't feel balanced, and I think slowly but surely it has started affecting their friendship. I'm not saying they don't love each other. I'm just saying their friendship is not exactly the same as how it used to be. But how are they currently? Okay, so how are they currently? Oh, guys, just 2 or 3, please. Just 2 or 3. But how are they currently? How are they currently? Yujin and Jang Wonyoung. So with the Ace of Cups in reverse, but we do have the Lovers and the King of Pentacles. So it's exactly what I said. There is a steady influence in one another's lives, and they appreciate each other so much, and they love each other so much. In fact, I do see that Yujin and Jang Wonyoung are so compatible. They have such a strong partnership, and they're very harmonious when it comes to their friendship. But certain situations in general sometimes pit them against each other. So their connection right now is ever changing, and it will keep ever changing. So I'm reading this on current energy right now, which is the 26th of September. So this could change in 3 months time. But I will say that right now, it's not necessarily that Yujin is constantly telling Jang Wonyoung, hey, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. It doesn't mean she doesn't love her, it's just that, right now their love is constant, their partnership is constant, their chemistry, their compatibility is constant, but they're not currently as close as they used to be. Okay, thank you so much, guys. So And you know, it's fine. You go through stages and you go through different phases of life, right? If the moon can have phases, so can you and your connections. You as a person can change. You can like one thing one day and not the other day. So it just means that I love you and my love for you is constant. But maybe right now, if I want to cry over something, it's not necessarily that you're the first person I call, but I still know that you've got my back, kind of thing. Okay, next question is Jimin BTS overall energy about Jimin and Songda-eun. Will this relationship affect his career? Also, what is the relationship with other BTS members? So actually, guys, I have already filmed my Jimin standalone reading. I think it was 2 days ago. So that's going to go up very, very soon. I don't know if this is going to go up first or that's going to go up first. If this goes up first, maybe that one is going to go up the day after this. So I'm not going to go too into it because that's like a 25-minute reading on Jimin. But I will have a quick look at just his overall energy with Songda-eun and his relationship with BTS members, even though, you know, that's something that I already talked about in my standalone, but let's just have a quick look, okay? So Jimin and Songda-eun. Jimin and Songda-eun. The Queen of Swords keeps showing up. Okay. You know what? This is, you know, it's complicated because I do feel like what they shared as a connection was pretty sacred and something that he was protecting with the Four of Pentacles. You know, it's something that, and it's not, in general, I feel like Jimin is very protective of the connections that he has. What I mean by protective is that I don't need to talk about it. I don't need people to know. If, let's say, you guys will be like, oh my gosh, Jimin hasn't seen RM in so long. This is an example, okay? But really, like, he was with RM maybe last night and the night before, etc., whatever. He doesn't feel like he needs to publicize his connections and his friendships and, you know, his family, things like that. So he's very protective of his privacy, of his own life. And so that felt, when that was communicated to the world, it did feel almost like an attack on his, it was just a lot because he felt really anxious. He couldn't sleep. It was a lot, you know. I will say that he's currently trying to understand a lot of different parties. We have the Two of Wands here and the Three of Wands. He's trying to understand his point of view and how this whole situation has made him feel. But he's also trying to see it from her point of view. He's trying to be balanced out. So that is where he's at in this current moment in time, okay? He's trying to work through it and he's trying to grow through it, okay? Try to understand why this happened. Why did it have to happen? Who do I need to listen to? So he's actually growing and gaining wisdom from it. But I will say, you know, it hasn't been easy at all, especially with, yeah, I don't think he's been getting very good sleep. He hasn't really been, yeah, he hasn't been getting good sleep. Sorry, guys, just one, please. No, not this deck. Okay. Just one. Oh, okay. We have the Tower and the Queen of Cups. You know, this is a big shock, a big shocking moment, especially I think for Jimin. He trusts people. So anyways, it is what it is. It's just something that he's currently dealing with right now. And in terms of will this relationship affect his career and things like that, that was something that I went through lengthy on my reading, on my standalone reading of Jimin, because that came forward like a lot. Yeah, especially about his solo projects and how this affected it. But let's just quickly look, what is the relationship with the other BTS members? We have the Five of Cups in reverse and the Four of Swords in reverse. We have the Sun, we have the Hierophant. Again, this is something that came forward in the standalone reading, but very briefly I will just mention, you know, there is a great support system here, and it does feel with the Five of Cups in reverse, the Four of Swords in reverse. You know, in the past I feel like sometimes the members and their connections could get strained, and there are certain disappointments and certain altercations maybe in the past that they're not very happy with, but I think they're really trying to do things by the book this time around. There is a stronger connection between the members right now. It's almost like they're renewing their vows. This is something that I saw in the standalone reading. It's almost like, listen, I know that you're feeling stuck and you're feeling like cornered, so we want to be there for you, but let's do this by the book. Let's do this right. Let's respect you. Do you want us to be there for you, or do you want us to give you space? Things like that. So I will say that their connection, if anything, has gotten better with time, and they're all trying to be better people for each other. Okay, so Lisa and Frederic Arnault connection. Lisa and Frederic Arnault connection. We have the Knight of Cups, we have the World, we have the Page of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the Ten of Swords. So I did a reading for Lisa. I think it was 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. I'm not so sure. So I just want to say this to you guys. I just tell you what I am sensing and what I'm being shown, okay? I'm not going to... I don't want to sugarcoat things and tell you guys something if it's not true, and if it's not something that I see in my cards, you know? So in regards to this connection, you know, I will be honest, I think there's a lot of people that, you know, really, really want them to work and things like that. And, you know, great if they're working 100%, that's amazing. But I have to tell you the truth. Look, we have healing wounds, we have metamorphosis. This connection has changed, and there are wounds, and there is so much effort, so much trying. With the Knight of Cups, the World, the Page of Wands, the Page of Swords, the Ten of Swords, it's almost like one of them is trying so hard. One of them is giving the other the world. It's literally giving the other so much love, so much effort, so much dedication, so much communication. But even with giving everything, it's still not enough. Okay, with the Ten of Swords, it's still not enough. We have the Aquarius and we have Shock here, trying different things. It's still not enough. And this is current energy. You know, things can change all the time, but currently I do see there are other things preoccupying one of them. And with the Badger here and the Frog, it does feel like there is hurt, there is disappointment, there is healing that needs to happen. One of them is trying so hard. The other person needs to meet them halfway. So yeah. Let's just see. Anything else in regards to Lisa and Frederic Arnault's connection? Anything else in regards to Lisa and Frederic Arnault's connection? We have the Page of Pentacles in reverse and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So it does feel like one of them is really, really trying. All the pages have basically come out. We have the Page of Wands, the Page of Swords, and we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse, as well as the Knight of Cups, of course. So one person, okay, is very like, I am trying by my efforts, by communicating, by giving you the world, by giving you gifts, by giving you something tangible. And I think, you know, usually this works, especially with the Nine of Pentacles. You know, this is someone that gets to be shown by these types of things. And usually this works. We have the Lovers and the Knight of Swords here. But with the Hanged Man, something's changed. So one of them has changed a little bit. And yeah, it's just very, very difficult. Now, these efforts, these love languages, you know, I'm giving you gifts, I'm buying you this, I am communicating, I'm showing up, I'm this, it's kind of fallen on deaf ears almost with the Four of Swords and the Hanged Man. It doesn't have the same reaction anymore. So that's just where they are in their energy right now. I'm so sorry, guys. I have to be honest with you. Okay, so let's just see one final thing. Anything else in regards to Lisa and Frederic, connection and friendship? Yeah, you guys, you know, I'm not saying that they're not friends anymore. I'm just saying in this current moment in time, they're working through things and things have changed. Okay, it's a little bit of a choppy water situation. Okay, next question is Rose, current energy and love life. So Rose, current energy and love life. Oof, my goodness. Okay, Rose, current energy. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I will say current energy is not necessarily the best right now. Again, I'm filming this on the 26th of September. Without going to it, I will say that she was close with someone. So this is answering both of your questions, both current energy and love life. Okay, so she was close to someone. very recently, and it does feel like this person showed up as someone that I don't know, I feel like the chemistry was very, very, very strong, and she really, really liked this person. They communicated very well. It seemed like this person was emotionally intelligent and emotionally mature. They had a tether to her, so there was definitely flirtations, banter, a lot of chemistry, a lot of, you know, maybe going on dates and things like that. It felt dangerous and exciting, and this person seemed like a person of their word. But with the King of Wands and the Ace of Wands here, and the Ace of Swords in reverse, and the Hanged Man, it does seem like this person wasn't necessarily someone that was showing up as their true selves. I do feel like certain realizations and truths has been brought forward into her attention as of recently, like literally today, yesterday, 3 days ago, something very, very recent, because news, something shocking has just been made to her attention. So she's now aware that things that this person has told her, the way that this person has showed up towards her has been untrue. So now it's almost like she's flipped her idea about this person, and she's pausing this connection completely. And she is, with the Devil in reverse, she's like, yep, no, sorry, I'm not interested in exploring this connection anymore. She's being very, 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 very clear about it. So that is the current energy for Rosé right now. So sorry you guys, that was a little bit okay. So Ariana Grande recently announced her tour. Does she have any plans to announce stadium shows? What can we expect from the Eternal Sunshine tour? Oh my goodness, you guys. It is going to be an attack on your emotions. It is going to feel like a very emotional concert. I'm just looking out the window. Oh my god, you guys. I'm just looking out my window, and there is this bird that just landed as I was looking. Hi bird. Oh my gosh, sorry. It's so beautiful. I wonder what bird it is, but it's basically like brown with a black tail and blue tips at the end. Okay, I'm just saying this so I can remind myself, and then I can Google it later, but it's so beautiful. Okay, anyway, sorry. What was I talking about? Okay, yes, Ariana Grande. So the concert is going to be an attack on your emotions. It's going to feel so emotional. It's going to feel like everything. There's going to be stripped down performances where it feels like you're gonna want to cry. Colorful performances, things with lighting. The lighting is going to be amazing. It's going to feel ethereal. Also, I just want to say, I think something about this tour is really going to make people love her even more. So if you're an Ariana fan, this tour is going to bring you closer to her, because you're going to realize how much of her heart and soul she's leaving on stage, and how much she loves her fans. Like, this tour is almost like her way of showing gratitude and how much she loves her fans. It's going to be stripped down. It's going to be very bare. And what I mean about that is emotionally vulnerable. Like, you're going to see her heart and her ache, her heartbreak. She's present in every process. She's not just coming there to sing. I feel like every process of the planning, the stage, the costume, the set, she's very, very, very involved in every process of this tour. Yeah, anything else, guys? So, does she have any plans to announce stadium shows? Yes, she does. And if anything, I think her way of showing gratitude is that if you guys ask for it, she will try her best. Like, if anything, you know, this tour is mostly for you guys than it is for her. Okay, so we have the Three of Swords, we have the Devil, we have the Queen of Wands, we have Six of Wands. There's certain limitations. If she could give you guys the world, she would give you guys the world. We have the Three of Swords and the Devil, though. So there are certain things, there are certain limitations that she just cannot do, of course. If she wanted to do a stadium show, she could. Like, as in, if she could, she would do the stadium tours. I think for right now, it's like a marketing strategy, things that she has to follow. But with the Queen of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the King of Cups, what you guys will be able to expect is big production, very ethereal, and an attack on the senses and your emotions. Like, some things are going to feel so vulnerable, so emotional, and she's really gonna bear it all. Like, she's really gonna give it her all, is what I'm seeing. Okay, thank you so much. So now let's go into the next question is, what truly happened between Jessica Jung and an SNSD? The real reason behind her departure, current energy between Jessica Jung and the girls. So I think I have done this reading before. Oh, sorry. I think I have done this question before, ages ago, in one of the Patreon Q&As. Guys, I do these Patreon Q&As like every month, right? And I'm like, what is the best way to catalog it? Because every Patreon Q&A has so many questions, and then sometimes it's like, I'm sure it's so difficult for you guys to like find, right? Like going back and things like that. So I don't know. Anyways, I'm trying to figure it out. So what truly happened between Jessica Jung and SNSD? So, oh, okay, so there's a lot of things, okay, you guys. First of all, it is the energy in itself was really bad. The energy between her and the agency and the other girls were really bad. Look at this. We have the 5 of Cups, we have the 8 of Swords in reverse, we have the 8 of Wands in reverse, the 3 of Swords in reverse, and the Devil in reverse. If anything, I think Jessica Jung was trying to survive. So without putting anyone under, you know, like throwing anyone under the bus or anything like that, I will say that it felt almost as if, okay, I'm trying to be diplomatic here and I'm trying not to take sides, but I'm just going to show you guys, I'm just going to tell you guys what I am being shown, okay? So there's a lot of disappointment, and what I mean by disappointment is feeling left out, feeling like you're not included in certain things, miscommunication, one-way streets, okay, trying to meet at someone's level and them not meeting you at your level. A lot of disappointments, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of feeling like the agency doesn't have her back. There's situations as well where people ganging up on each other, okay? I'm not saying who, whatever, things like that, but it's almost like sharks. So there's just, I can't tell you one reason, because to be honest with you, just by looking at things like this, it was already really, really toxic before she left, before. So we have the Sun in reverse, we have the Devil, and we also have the 7 of Swords. There were so many things happening behind the scenes, you guys. Oh my goodness. I feel like someone spoke to the company and said, listen, this is what we want. So, and they did it behind her back. I am so sorry, you guys. I have to be honest with what I'm being shown. Oh, sorry. A card jumped out. Yeah. So we have Justice in reverse, we have the 7 of Swords. So it really feels like someone went behind her back and talked to the company or something like that. And basically it was a situation, you know how sometimes in companies, right, they make the workers feel so uncomfortable to the point that they end up having to leave. Like, you know, it's just like, oh, we don't want to make you, we don't want to pay like a redundancy deal or whatever, so we want to make it so bad so that you quit. It kind of feels like that, and everything is like going round and round in circles. Nothing is clear. Everything is kind of like blurred and fogged because there's no clear communication with the Ace of Swords in reverse and the 8 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, and also I definitely do see with the 5 of Cups and the 8 of Swords in reverse, it's almost like they were, and when I say they, I'm talking about just the situation in general and maybe the company, they were kind of isolating her a little bit. So to answer your question, there were so many reasons for her departure. I think the biggest reason is self-preservation, trying to retain her sanity, also feeling like she's not wanted, to be honest with you. Yeah, feeling like she's not wanted. So, and things are unfair, a lot of things that were really, really unfair, and a lot of disappointments. Yeah, okay, so current energy between Jessica Jung and the girls. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. We have the Strength in reverse, Knight of Swords, and we have the Tower. So, you know, things haven't been easy at all. I will say there's a lot of love that they share. Okay, there's absolutely a lot of love that they share. And if anything, they do communicate a little bit more now. So if you ask, has there been communication? Yes, there has been communications with certain members. But I will say with the Tower, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, Strength in reverse, and we have here, you know, and Capricorn, there's certain triggers and certain traumas that haven't truly healed between her and other people, so other members. So for some, you know, there's a good communication, there's a lot of love there, a lot of respect, and fixed communications. But for some others, it's just not something that you can fix easily, because with the Strength in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the Tower, the Knight of Swords, it feels like there's certain things that they might have said to one another that you can't take back. And it takes a lot to rebuild. And even though time has passed with a Wheel of Fortune in reverse here, there's certain triggers that takes you back to that moment. You know, like, I feel like they didn't really have closure, and closure is so important sometimes, right, to get to air things out. And because of that, there's certain baggages that they still carry. But yeah, so her connection, her current energy with certain members right now is great. With the Queen of Cups, there's a lot of love there, a lot of respect. But for some others, it's not so much. Okay, Jisoo and Dex. Jisoo and Dex. Jisoo and Dex. They like each other. I think there's an ease when they're around each other. They don't really try very hard. So it does feel, if anything, like a friendship. We have the Two of Cups and the Page of Cups. I think one of them definitely has a crush, though. A little bit of a crush. I'm not saying a big crush. Enough to say, like, oh my god, this person is really good looking. But, you know, I don't think you necessarily do anything about your crushes. It's just nice to have a crush, right? I will say that their chemistry and their connection feels good. We have the Page of Cups and the Four of Swords come out first. So this tells me there's no pretense. You don't really have to try so hard. You don't have to make yourself extra charming, extra funny, extra handsome. Like, he doesn't feel like he needs to in front of Jisoo, and Jisoo doesn't feel like she needs to pretend to be anything else. Like, she can just say whatever is on her mind. With the Four of Swords and the Knight of Swords and the Magician, especially with the Four of Swords and the Knight of Swords, it's like, look, sometimes it's difficult to meet people, right? You have anxiety about those social interactions and things like that, but she can lay those anxieties to rest because he brings the energy. He's the one with the Magician that tries very hard and leads conversations, and it's just easy. With the Two of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Magician, it's easy. There is definitely a spark there. Are they friends? Yeah, I mean, you know, it doesn't feel like, also I just want to say there is very good banter. We have Sagittarius here. So the kind of banter that they have with one another is something that she's not used to. It's outside of her usual banters with friends. So maybe, you know, the way that he talks, you know, to her, if they're talking, you know, behind the scenes and things like that, is a little bit more different. So it takes her out of her comfort zone. So yeah, the energy is good. Anything else? Yes. We have the Page of Wands, and we also have the Ten of Swords in reverse. It's easy. I think she sees him a little bit as like, oh, you're funny, you're cute kind of thing, because we have the Page of Wands and the Page of Cups. So I don't know who's older here, whether it's Jisoo or Dex, but it does feel like she kind of treats him like he's younger. Like, she doesn't necessarily see him as, oh my god, you're like so manly or whatever. Like, I think even if she thought he were handsome or cute or whatever, she would still treat him a little bit as like, oh, you're cute kind of thing. You're a little one. And yeah, so I think that's like, hey, look at me as like super manly. But she can acknowledge that he's manly. She can acknowledge that he's great, but she can still see him as like, oh, you know, you're a friend kind of thing. Anything else in regards to them? Yeah, I mean, they get along, you know. I think they just have very good chemistry. But yeah, I don't see this as something that is like life-changing though. Okay, next question is Tian, Xiwei and Lee Yitong's friendship. They met and collaborated on a variety show called SHErlock and became friends since then. Please check on the current energy of their friendship as well as how they think of each other, and will they co-star in a drama together in the future. So yes, there's a lot of love and affection here. I think they both love each other immensely. Actually, we have the Star, we have Cancer, and we have the Queen of Wands. So this is a connection that not only uplifts one another, but they also pray for each other. And I think what's really beautiful is that they really think the world of one another. I think Tian Xiwei thinks that Lee Yitong, I'm so sorry guys, I hope I'm saying their names right, is so beautiful, so charismatic, so warm. They're very warm with each other. It feels like a sisterhood. It feels very good. There's also a very quiet intimacy with them. They're able to be very vulnerable and open about their emotions and their hurts, their sadness, things like that. We have the World. We have the Queen of Cups in reverse. We have the Emperor, and one more. We have the Star again. Wow, okay, so we have with the Emperor and the Queen of Cups in reverse, the World, the Star. I don't necessarily think you guys, I think there's a lot of hangouts and things like that that they do as well behind the scenes that you guys don't necessarily see. With the Star and the Emperor, they're very, very protective of one another. You asked if they'll ever co-star in a drama together in the future. I will tell you this, they want to. And there are certain companies or production houses that want to as well, because they see the star quality of these two women when they're together. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do, because I do see the potential for it is very, very big. Yeah, in fact, companies are like, wait, let's circle back to that idea because it could really make us money. So I really wouldn't be surprised if they do. Anything else? How do they think of each other? How do they think of each other? Tian Xiwei and Lee Yitong. Tian Xiwei and Lee Yitong. How do they think of each other? Oof, sorry guys. There's two here. Yeah, like they just feel very, very safe with one another, and especially with bashfulness here. I think there is a feeling of like, you know what? I can be myself and have fun around you, okay? You make me feel safe, so this connection makes me feel safe. I don't feel like there's animosity or a feeling of like, I'm a rival to you or anything like that. It just feels safe. It just feels good. So yeah, okay. Thank you so much. Okay guys, next question is Taehyung and Dancer Leejung's friendship. I hope I'm saying her name right. Leejung or Leejung? Leejung. Taehyung and Dancer Leejung's friendship. You guys, seriously, I should have done this reading in like 2 parts because my voice is starting to get so scratchy. Okay, Taehyung and Dancer Leejung. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords, Page of Pentacles, and we have the Two of Pentacles. They work really well together, you guys. There's good banter there. He learns a lot from her. It's a friendship. They don't get to see each other very often. They're very compatible. Do they have chemistry? Yes. I will be honest with you guys. Are you asking in more of a love connection, relationship, things like that? Because I don't see it. I think they have very good chemistry. We have the Two of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. They make very good friends. One second. Hi guys, I'm so sorry. There was a package that arrived. But anyways, as I was saying, we have the Two of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. These two balance each other very well. They balance each other very well. I think they are very compatible as friends. With the Two of Cups, they respect one another. I think Taehyung and Leejung feel like they can talk to each other about anything openly, very, very openly. If you guys are asking in more of a love context, I do see with the King of Pentacles in reverse, the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, and the Chariot in reverse, just because someone is compatible and people say, oh my gosh, you should go with this person, you should go with that person, it doesn't mean you want to, right? And I see that with all these Pentacles and the Chariot in reverse, even though, let's say, maybe Taehyung thinks, oh, yeah, we could be compatible. Maybe she would make a good, you know, partner and things like that, but that's not something I want to explore. That's not something I want to go to. I think we make great friends. I think she's very smart. I think she's speaks things as is. She's very straightforward, and I like that about her as a person. But let's stay friends, you know? Yeah, that's how I see it in this current moment. Anything else in regards to Taehyung and Leejung? Anything else in regards to Taehyung and Leejung? We have the Page of Wands. Just one. We have the Knight of Wands and we have the Four of Swords. Yeah, they have very good chemistry, you guys. We have the Knight of Wands, the Page of Wands, the Page of Cups. So literally, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of a crush there, if they flirt, if they banter a lot. But at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's almost like I'm doing it for fun. Like, I'm flirting, I'm talking to you, I'm having fun with you. We're friends, you know, friends who banter, friends who flirt a little bit. But at the end of the day, with the Four of Swords, I leave it to rest because it's not necessarily something that I want to explore, if that makes sense. Like, you know that, right? Like, everybody has kind of connections like that. But anyways. Okay, guys, next question is, could we expect a song collaboration between a Red Velvet member and a BTOB member now that some of them are no longer with major companies? Are there any friendships between these two groups? So we'll start off with the beginning. Also, guys, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, my hands are freezing cold. I don't know what's happening. I feel like I have really bad circulation. But anyways, yes, so could we expect a song collaboration between a Red Velvet member and a BTOB member now that some of them are no longer with major companies? I think it's difficult, guys. In regards to a song collaboration, they want to. I will say, you know, going to the next question, are there any friendships between these two groups? 100% yes. They are friends. In regards to whether there could be a song collaboration, I think this is something that they would be up for because they're friends, because they're friendly, because they get along. But I see that with the Five of Pentacles in reverse, the Nine of Swords in reverse, it's something that would be difficult to back up. They would want to, they would work really hard at it, but they need a sponsor, they need someone behind the scenes, a producer, something that would really get this project going. So to answer your question, currently no, but they would want to. Yes, so are there any friendships between these two groups? Yes, there are friendships between these two groups. In fact, we have strength and we have the Six of Swords. So you mentioned that some of them are no longer with major companies. So since there have been some people that have left, they've actually become stronger. I can see that. And I think with time, as time goes on, they've also gotten closer. So maybe in the past, there used to only be one member of Red Velvet and one member of BTOB that were closer than others, but now there's more, you know? Yeah, there's a camaraderie there. Because I do see, especially with strength here, you know, it's not just like a hello, how are you? It's like they can laugh, they can confide in each other and things like that. Okay, next question is Lisa and Kentaro Sakaguchi. I hope I'm saying his name right. Lisa and Kentaro Sakaguchi. Kentaro Sakaguchi. Lisa and Kentaro Sakaguchi. I'm assuming this is a friendship. Okay. You know, to answer your question, I don't necessarily see a close friendship here. We do have the Three of Wands, the Hanged Man, the Five of Swords, the Moon, and the Two of Swords. Let me just grab two more. One more. So they are friendly with one another. They are professional with one another. I do see it's not necessarily a connection that, you know, is deep or anything like that. With the Three of Wands, they live separate lives. They have separate schedules. Even if they were to see each other very often, which they don't, but even if they do, I don't think that, because their personalities are so different, I don't see them becoming more than acquaintances, is what I will say. Okay, we have the Moon, we have the Two of Swords, and the Five of Swords. There is something about each other's personalities that doesn't necessarily, like, I'm not saying they wouldn't get along at all. I'm just saying, you know, sometimes you vibe with certain people more than others, and with them I do see it's friendly, it's pleasant, but it's not anything that is you know, yeah. So, you know, it's harmonious. They get along. They're very professional with each other, but there's nothing deeper than that. But yeah, okay. Next question is, what is the best way to cultivate patience while trusting the timing of the things that we desire? Oh my goodness, this is such a good question. You know what? I feel like we all struggle with trusting the timing of things. I think as human nature, you know, we're always looking forward to the next thing, or when is this going to happen? I think what's been working for me, and so I'm just saying this to you guys as a friend. What's been working for me is that instead of like seeing waiting as like, oh my gosh, nothing is happening, I'm seeing it as, oh, okay, while I am heading to that destination, I'm going to have fun, like a road trip, you know? So I'm going to reframe waiting and instead think of it as preparation, as a whole road trip. Like the whole point of a road trip is not to get from point A to point B, but it's all the things that you see along the way. So what is this season teaching me? What do I get to do today? How am I preparing myself to get to the destination? You know, when you're going on a road trip, you make pit stops, you see things along the way, you buy amazing, yummy, delicious snacks. Those are things to look forward to, and they're just as special as getting to the destination. So also, what skills, what things, what clarity am I gaining while on this journey? So, you know, I think it's really important to just reframe it. You're not waiting, you're preparing and you're living. And the living is so important, you know. I also think it's important to release the timeline. So important for us to understand that the timeline is not in our control. Just release the timeline, have fun with it, focus on the vision, know that it's going to happen. And in the meantime, live in the moments. It's not waiting, you're preparing and you're living. And the now and the living in the present is so important and so magical. And also, oh my gosh, you guys, I know I say this to you all the time, but it is so important to love yourself. Self-love is the most important thing, because I honestly feel like self-love is the foundation of all the great things you do for yourself, whether that's pushing yourself to learn a new skill, whether that's forcing yourself to stop and getting a good night's sleep, whether that's breaking patterns or habits or friendships that are hurting you or relationships that are hurting you. It all starts with self-love, pushing yourself to try new things, pushing yourself to learn new skills, all these things. So what I will say also, another thing is like, what's the best way to cultivate patience while trusting the timing of the things that we desire, is by cultivating self-love too, because the more you love yourself, the more that you see this waiting period as more of an exploration period and finding yourself. So I really hope that helps. I love you guys so, so much. Okay guys, next question is update on Jennie and Taehyung's friendship reading. They recently both attended the same concert. So I'm pretty sure I got asked this question a few months ago. I think, was it a Patreon as well, Jennie and Taehyung? But yeah, okay, so I'm just seeing from current energy. Again, today is the 26th of September. So Jennie and Taehyung. Jennie and Taehyung, current energy. We have introspection and curiosity. Jennie and Taehyung, there is so much that they need to work on personally, you know, connection, friendship wise speaking. I think there is so much that they need to heal and learn from. We have the beaver and birch, and we have the snake and fern. You guys, I have said this so many times. In order for their connection, their friendship to work, they need to start over. It's almost like hitting the reset button, because certain things just do not work. And I feel like if they keep going the way they are without reaching a breakthrough, without clear communication, without trying to understand each other, it's almost like they're going to keep hurting each other again and again and again and again. I will say though, is this connection, the chemistry between them as two people is so difficult to deny, because we have home here. It does feel like they feel like each other's homes. Again, I'm speaking as friendship wise. It feels like they're each other's homes, you know, like, you know, certain people feel like home, certain friendships, your best friends and things like that feel like home. So in order for them to keep this friendship going, they need to really start over. And I've mentioned that so many times in the readings. They have to meet each other head on and see each other from each other's point of views. And I think sometimes they're a little bit too stubborn to do that. And unless they do that, it's just not going to work. But the truth of the matter is they need to grow. They need to grow and get out of this cycle that keeps repeating. Otherwise, it's just going to be hurting. The truth of the matter is there is a certain connection and magnetism and curiosity that the other person gets, like that they get from each other that they don't get from other people. Yeah. Anything else in regards to current connection? We have the Two of Cups. It's hard because, you know, you want something to work, but at the same time, I feel like they just get in each other's ways. There's a lot they need to heal from. There's miscommunications, misunderstandings, but God, I will be honest, with the Emperor and the Star, he really wants this friendship to work. Like, he really wants this friendship to work. So yeah, I think it's about starting over, and it's about trying to meet each other where they need to be met, is what I will say. We have gratitude and take the leap. And one final one. I think it's literally about taking a leap. I will say one of them is very much like, I don't know if I want to get into that again. Like, I don't know if I want to still be friends with you like that. They are very grateful for each other. They have a very good friendship. They have history, okay? I think they really just, if they do want to reconnect the way they used to and get each other to the place where they felt they were, they really have to start over. They have to adapt to the needs of the other person and, you know, what it would entail for this connection to work. But anyway, that is the current energy. Oh my goodness, you guys, my voice. I'm so sorry this reading ended up being so long. I wanted to make sure I got to all of your questions, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I hope that you guys are having an amazing day. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your day today. I hope that my voice going for about an hour didn't bore you guys. I love you guys so much. Please take care of yourselves today. Please be kind to yourself. Do something that makes you happy. Spoil yourself. Get yourself a tea or a coffee, or watch your favorite show, whatever it is that feels like comfort to you. I love you guys so much. If you guys enjoyed this reading, please do give it a like and subscribe to my channel. And I really hope I get to see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.